Hey guys, it is April from Getting Huggo With It. So today is day 2 in our Sweet Autumn Read series. I hope you're liking it thus far. I find when September hits, essentially all I can think of is back to school. And me honestly being a little bit jealous that all of the kids get to go back to school and I'm stuck working. So today I thought we would do some campus reads to kind of bring me back, way back, to school days. Let's get into it. So the first book I want to talk to you about is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. So this follows a group of teenagers who live on the English countryside at a boarding school called Hailsham. And this doesn't seem like a very ordinary boarding school. I mean, the teens act like teens. There's all of that angst and dynamics that you go through as a teenager for sure. However, the school itself is a little bit different. The teachers keep telling the students how special they are. And you know that there's something kind of off about the school. This is a beautifully written, slow burn novel. I loved this book so much. I have several others of his books on my shelves just waiting to be read. But if you haven't read Never Let Me Go yet, please do. It is wonderful. This next book I have yet to read. It is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now, I've only heard good things about The Secret History. Goldfinch? But The Secret History, it seems just to be a booktube favorite. This follows a group of college students. They're going to a college in New England, and it sounds like they're very quirky characters, and a murder happens. From what I know about this, you find out who murdered who, like right at the beginning, and it's not so much of a whodunit, but more of a why. Why would they commit this murder? I have had this on my shelf for, gosh, a few years now, and I have been meaning to get to this one. I think that this is kind of an easy way into Donna Tartt, considering that the Goldfinch is such a beast. And this just reminds me of fall. Let me know if you have read this book before. I'd love to know because it sounds amazing. I would also recommend Special Topics in Calamity Physics by Marisha Pessl. Now, Marisha Pessl wrote The Night Film, which I adored, and I believe this was her debut novel. I have yet to read it. Honestly, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this on BookTube, and I'm very eager to pick this up because I loved The Night Film so much. And this follows Blue Van Meer, and she goes to this elite school in like a sleepy mountainside village, and she's making friends. She has this teacher that she loves named Hannah, and then all of a sudden things start happening at the college that kind of set a downward spiral into motion. So there is a drowning, and there is also the death of her beloved teacher Hannah. And so we follow Blue Van Meer as she kind of tries to find out what is going on in this little school. Marisha Pessl can write one hell of a thriller. Now I think this is leans more on the mystery side of things, but I'm very eager to pick this up, and I think this is a perfect fall campus read. Now, we could not talk about campus reads without talking about Harry Potter. Hogwarts is the most magical, the most mysterious and wonderful school that I think there ever could be, that there ever will be. And I think fall is a wonderful time to dip back into Harry Potter, specifically the first book, because it follows Harry picking up all of his school supplies at Diagon Alley and getting familiar with Hogwarts. I just think it's the perfect book for fall. Finally, I would recommend Mr. Pip. I will always recommend Mr. Pip to you guys because it's so good. But this follows a little island that is war-torn, and most of the white people have left because they're rich and they can afford to leave. However, Mr. Watts decides to stay. He sees these young children in this war-torn area and he just thinks, no, I have to stay. There needs to be some structure. And I mean, he's not a teacher or anything, but he kind of takes on that role. So he has a copy of Great Expectations and he starts reading it to the kids. And we follow Mr. Watts's influence on these children, and in particular our main character, Matilda. You will fall in love with Matilda and Mr. Watts. I loved this book, and it just goes to show you that you don't need, a big brick building with all of the school supplies and all of these things to make a school. You just need people with heart and drive. Mr. Pip. So I hope that you enjoy those. Join me tomorrow because we're going to be diving into what is new in thrillers. I'll see you later. Bye!